It's 10 o'clock and it's time for the council to be in session. We have Mr. Burnson, Ms. Mistakowski, Mr. Pacheco. We have 4 members. We need 6 more for a quorum. It's 10 minutes after 7, 10 minutes after 10, and we have 7 members. 5 members, rather. We need 5 more for a quorum. Sergeant, would you go remind them that it's...
I guess. Prestige comes with...
The council will come to order, please. We do have some resolutions to present, so let me point out that this is a meeting of the City Council for the City of Los Angeles on the 16th day of July 1999. There are 15 council districts in the city. The regular meeting days are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are currently being viewed by cable subscribers throughout the Los Angeles area on Channel 35, and we're also being monitored by council phone. Chair recognizes Ms. Sakowski.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today is one of those great days where we get to bring to the council's attention an achievement, a really great achievement, at one of our public schools. I'd like to bring forward some students, teachers, and the principal, as well as someone from representing the Board of Education from Taft High School in Woodland Hills. And I was invited a few weeks ago to celebrate a dedication of a project that's been going on at Taft, and some of you can see the pictures on this mural, on this board next to me. And what this is a 13-year project. It's an art mural project that each class coming in picks a subject depicting life in LA, depicting spaces in LA and places in LA. And I liken it to an above-ground time capsule, because as you look at it, as the students who have been involved in it have participated and decided what and how they're going to depict parts of LA, it's whimsical, it's fun, it's topical, and it's topical over a 13-year history, and it's ongoing. And it is there in the hallways at Taft, and it's been contributed to. With me today, I have the teacher who has been part of this project and led it, Kathy Martin, who is the art teacher there. I have Myra Fullerton, who is the principal, and we also have some students. We have students Josh Casso and Alex Riley, and they are going to be graduates in the year 2000. But also here is Mike Yakubi, and Mike is a graduate of Taft, who graduated in 1993, and he also participated. So as I said, this is a wonderful above-ground time capsule, again, capturing art, capturing a sense of the sociology and dynamics of our city, and I just was so enjoyed seeing it that I thought it was worthwhile to bring them down here today and give them a presentation in recognition of this great project showing the eclectic mix of scenes, including congested downtown freeways, sandy beaches in LA, the zoo, Hollywood, housing projects in East LA, Pierce College's dairy farm, and the campus of Cal State Northridge after the earthquake. And the fun part of this is a little bit almost like Where's Waldo? You look and look and look, and in each panel you see something fun, something whimsical, and something different that the students put in. Sometimes I think even to confound Kathy, their teacher, and see what they can put in there to surprise her. But it gives me great pleasure to present to these folks here representing Taft today this presentation in honor of this great cultural landmark, I think it will become, for the city of LA out at Taft High School in Woodland Hills. Kathy?
Oh, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
And I know we also have, representing Valerie Fields from the school district, Brock Coward here, who's got a presentation as well. And then I would like to ask Kathy or one of the students to speak.
Thank you, Council Member. Council members, I bring a warm greeting on this warm day, but a warm greeting from Valerie Fields, and how appropriate that the youth at Taft have covered now the scenes of Los Angeles for future generations to see. And on behalf of Valerie Fields and the superintendent of Los Angeles, I wanted to give you the certificate to the Taft, and so that it can be shown along with other certificates as a tribute to all of the students and faculty and administration who have contributed to this mural. Thank you.
Kathy? Kathy, and maybe Mike, you want to say something?
We have students from all over Los Angeles at our high school. We had the idea 13 years ago to portray different panels with different neighborhoods. It's turned out that there's been so much character and so much individuality put in. It's really been a great success. The students have really opened up, and we're halfway done. We're down one hallway. We're going to go down the other. So by the time I retire, we should be done. Thank you.
Thank you. Mike? As a student.
Well, as a student, I'd like to say that it's been great working on the murals. It gave us a chance to express our creativity and show what the streets are like from our point of view. And we had a great time doing it. It was fun. It was fun. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Miskowski. Call the roll.
Burnson, Scheck, Fjord, Galanter, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Pacheco, Padilla, Ridley Thomas, Vornish, Wax, Walters, Ferraro, 11 members present, and a quorum, Mr. President.
Okay, the first order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
Mr. Pacheco moves, Mr. Savornich seconds. There's no objection, unanimous vote. Next item.
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
There's no objection, unanimous vote. We do have some presentations, and I'm going to call on Mr. Holden next. Do you have a presentation?
I'll go after the next person.
Okay, Mr. Hernandez, do you have a presentation?
Not a presentation, Mr. President. I think I have an introduction. Are some of the people here from LA Youth at Work? They are here. Okay. Mr. President, members of the council, you know, LA Youth at Work is a program where we work with the private sector and basically putting young people in internships, especially during the summer months. And this is a political day for their law and orientation group. Most of them will have internships in the field of law enforcement with the City of Los Angeles, and I just wanted to recognize them for being here today. I think it's a fantastic program for our youth. It gives them exposure. It allows mentors to also learn a little bit more about how young people are thinking, and gives them the chance to learn a little bit more about how older people are thinking in terms of policy changes. So again, welcome to Los Angeles City Council, and thank you for being here today.
Rudy? Come here. Call on me. Call on me.
Chair recognizes Councilman Holden.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Rudy Savornich, you look good up there. And I'm sure you're going to obtain higher office, but I can't think of anything else higher than this. Mr. President, members, whenever we lose an employee, especially one that's been so outstanding in the career, 34 years, it's just not good times. They virtually are irreplaceable. And we have one such person, Ms. Antoinette, known as Tony Carter. Come on down. How you been?
Just fine, thank
Good,
you.
good, good. A resident of my district, and if I won by one vote, this is it. Pretty good, huh? Ms. Carter is, of course, a resident of the 10th District, and we're very proud of her. And after 34 years of dedicated service to the City of Los Angeles, she claims to be leaving us. But we're not going to let that happen, huh? We're going to have plenty of work for you to do in the district. For the past 19 years, she was more than just an asset to the Community Development Department, serving the poor, the underprivileged, the disadvantaged, and the underserved communities in the City of Los Angeles, all over the city. I tried to keep in the 10th District, but there was a demand for her all over the city. She's also served an impressive 13 years with the Greater Los Angeles Community Action Agency. In her latest staff assignment, Ms. Carter has been the eyes, ears, hands, and feet of the grassroots body politics called the Community Action Board, also known as the CAB. With her consistent effort, the CAB has evolved into a critical voice for the interests of the social service providers and consumers alike. Furthermore, Ms. Carter was presented the Community Service Award from the city's Human Relations Commission. We are honored to have had Ms. Carter's working for the good of the City of Los Angeles for over 3 decades. Her contribution to the community will be felt for many years to come. We wish her the best of luck in her future's endeavors, and endeavors are going to include working in my district office, continuing to serve the poor and underprivileged. The difference is she won't get paid for it. So it's indeed my pleasure to present to you this resolution from the City of Los Angeles. Now therefore be it resolved by the adoption of this resolution, the City Council of Los Angeles honor Annette Tony M. Carter for a significant contribution to the community of Los Angeles and for furthering the common goal of making our city a better place in which to live. Best wishes in the future and good health and prosperity and happiness, and you're going to have lots of that. Work.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Holden, and you've certainly said it's true. I will be continuing to work, especially in the 10th District, but throughout the city. And I've enjoyed the many years that I've worked with the City of Los Angeles, and I appreciate this, and thank you very, very much.
You're going to get a few more signatures on it. You go in the back. You go in the back.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. Chair would like to recognize Councilwoman Chick for presentation. Are you ready, Mr. Farrar? Okay, Ms. Chick, I believe the Council President is ready. The Chair would like to recognize Council President Ferraro.
Mr. President, members of the council, I'd like to have Edith Perez, the tallest police commission president since I was the president.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Members of the council, as we know, Edith is leaving the police commission. She served 2 years as president, became the first Latina president of the commission in the history since it was established in 1920. She was born in Mexico, the daughter of an immigrant farm worker. Edith grew up in the farming community of Marysville, California, where they have great peaches, and did not speak English until the age of 6, and she has reverted back to her original language.
And the rest will be in Spanish.
We'll have Mike Hernandez interpret her response. She went on to graduate from the University of California at Davis, a Phi Beta Kappa, and from the University of Berkeley prestigious Bolt Hall School of Law, where she was an associate editor of the California Law Review. Whereas during her years as service on the commission, Edith Perez provided leadership in working with more effective and responsive Los Angeles Police Department, implementing dozens of important police reforms. Whereas no matter the time of day, Edith was never failed to go to the aid of a fallen officer, making bedside visits and comforting the families where an officer was wounded or killed in the line of duty. Whereas Edith has a distinguished record of community service, having served as a member of the numerous boards, including Loyola Marymount University Center for the Study of Los Angeles, the EEO Advisory Council for Southern California Edison, and the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership Foundation. Whereas Edith Perez has received numerous awards for exceptional public service, including Mexican-American Legal Defense and Educational Fund Legal Service Award, Anti-Defamation Women's League of Voters, the California Latino Civil Rights Network's Community Commitment Award. Whereas this past April, Edith was appointed by the United States Secretary of Defense William S. Cohen as a Defense Advisory Committee on Women in the Service. Whereas a partner of the law firm of Latham & Watkins, where she specialized in real estate financing transactions, Edith is married to Kurt Holmgren, a deputy city attorney specializing in land use. I don't know if there's any conflict there or not, but we'll pass. Now, therefore, it be it resolved by the City Council by this adoption of this resolution commends Edith Perez for exceptional service as a member of the police. The President of the Los Angeles Board of Police Commissioners extend appreciation of the people of Los Angeles and wish her continued success in future endeavors. As you can see, she has her family here, her husband Kurt, and her 2 daughters. And I don't know who. You have a big family. This is the Police Commission staff that worked with Edith for these since 1995, and we want to. They're a little different than when I was there.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. But Edith, we really appreciate the work that you've done for the city and for the police department, and we want to present this to you, and we'll have you respond. Okay, you want to take this? Members of the council, ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Edith Perez.
Commissioner, before you begin, I believe there are some council members that would like to say a few words on your behalf also. The chair recognizes Councilman Burnson.
I just want to take this moment to say thank you. She's been an outstanding member of this commission and an outstanding member of our community. And, you know, a lot of people think it's very glamorous to be on the police commission, particularly to be the chair of it. But it's also a position where you get shot at a lot, which you found out, right, Edith? Shot at, and
I must have
verbally
missed
and
something.
otherwise.
I don't know what you're referring to.
But anyway, at any rate, I think you did a great job, and I hate to see you leave, to be very honest with you, but you're moving on to bigger and better things, and I just want you to know that I really appreciate the work you've done for the city.
Thank you.
Chair would like to recognize Councilman Wax.
I think I wanted to echo a little bit about what Mr. Burnson said. One of the things that's really impressed me the most about the way Commissioner Perez has handled her job is the intensely hands-on approach that she has taken of being personally involved and present in an incredible number of situations that mount up to, I don't know, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours over the time that you've served as chairman. It's interesting. She is a partner in one of the biggest law firms in Los Angeles. She has another partner who we see here all the time. He probably gets about $500 an hour for every hour he spends, and she donates and donated her time to this city. I wonder if the city could even begin to quantify the dollar value of the time that she gave up to serve the city doing the job that she thought needed to be done. It is that isn't the primary thing, but it is really a mark. Most people aren't willing to devote that time and that energy when it means dollars out of the pocket in the way that she has. And I think the city really is, you've set a standard that hopefully others in similar positions will donate comparable time, because it's critical for this city, and I think we all owe you a debt of gratitude for what you've sacrificed on behalf of the city.
Thank you.
Chair would like to recognize Councilman Hernandez.
Mr. President, members of the council, I also rise to commend a citizen of the city of Los Angeles who has donated a tremendous amount of her time, and hopefully she found some satisfaction in working on the police commission and leaves a legacy, especially when we deal with the many languages of the city and the policy that was established by the department in regards to being able to communicate better with our citizenry. Our reality is also that I wanted to share with members that I first met then attorney Edith Perez on the board of directors for the Latino Heritage Museum, Latino Art History Museum, and she was very committed to that cause and gave a lot of her time. Part of the reason I wanted to rise again is you weren't paid to do what you were doing out there, and you did it on a voluntary basis, and I found it refreshing that basically you were saying what you thought you had to say, and you communicated what you thought you had to communicate, and you did it from my perspective in a very effective way. And I just want to commend you because you stood up for what you believed in, whether we agreed with you or not. I think you would do the same thing whether the mayor agreed with you or not. And you were serving your role as a citizen, participating in a process that gives the people of the city a voice as policymakers, and I appreciate you for that. I just want to make those few comments.
Thank you, Councilman Hernandez. The chair recognizes Councilman Holden.
Ms. Perez, the gentleman who presented you this resolution today of commendation for a job well done used to be a police commissioner. And, you know, if you don't like what you're doing, you can always become a council person.
Probably pays better, huh?
She does? Okay, very good. Look out, John. That's okay. He's term limited. Don't worry about it. But I will say this, that you took on the job when it was very difficult. There was a transition period from the Christopher Commission reports and the recommendation. Change is always difficult, and some people don't like change, even if change is good. But you hung in there, and you stuck in there, and you made the changes that were good for the city of Los Angeles and for the department. I think we can all say that the department is a much better department today, police department, because of you having served there, and have been tough enough to make the tough decisions to make it work for the good of all. There are times we had troubled police officers, but I'm sure they're far and few in between now. They're not like they used to be. Nothing is ever perfect in life, but we work toward perfection to the best of our abilities. And I just want you to know that I'm very, very proud of the job well done. I know if you had a chance to vote on the charter reform report again on the ballot, you'd probably vote the other way. But that's okay too. In any case, loyalty begets loyalty, and loyalty should mean something, but we're looking for it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. The chair recognizes Councilwoman Goldberg.
Certainly, retaliation will be the word I will think of as I look at you in terms of the efforts that you made to try and deal with the question that was a very naughty question when people complain. And I know that it was a difficult one, and your leadership was extremely important. And I don't think we're done with the issue yet, but I certainly think we would not be as far as we are in the headway that we've made toward dealing with that question and many other questions that particularly affect women officers. Not only women officers, but particularly women officers. And so I think as you leave, you can put that on your list of things that you've accomplished and that will, I hope, forever change some of the things that have happened in the past. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman Goldberg. Seeing no other council members that wish to speak, Mr. Ridley Thomas.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council, Commissioner Pettis. I just simply rise to acknowledge on behalf of the leadership of the 8th District Empowerment Congress the expression of your visits to the Public Safety Council and your appearances and presentations before that body and the entirety of the Congress were among those examples where constituents felt like a connection was being made with the police department and those who were assigned civilian oversight. And for that, I simply rise to say thank you on their behalf and to wish you well in all your future endeavors.
Thank you, Mr. Ridley Thomas. Commissioner.
Before I present the commissioner, let me call on Commander Koenig, who is representing Chief Parks here today.
Mr. President, members of the council, it's my pleasure this morning to represent the Chief of Police and the men and women of the Los Angeles Police Department to also extend our thanks to Commissioner Perez for her leadership and commitment to the department during her tenure as a police commissioner. Mainly, I'd like to thank her husband and her children for sharing her with us, those late-night call-outs. And as we usually do, we will present the commissioner with a hat that's been signed by all the staff officers on the department expressing their best wishes. And we wish you the best in your career, and we want you to know you'll always be a valued member of our family. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Commissioner Perez.
First, let me thank the City Council. You have always been extremely supportive of the Police Commission and of the Police Department. Without you, we could not accomplish those things we have accomplished. And so thank you for everything that you've done in my 5 years on the Police Commission and before when I was on Rec and Park Commission. Also, I'd like to say that this resolution is something that was really earned by my daughter Kate for all the times I wasn't home to help you with your homework, and for my daughter Ryan for all the times I wasn't home to read you the bedtime stories that you wanted me to read to you, and for my husband, Kurt, who was home to help with the homework and was home to read the bedtime stories. And a thank you is not enough for the Police Commission staff. We are part-time volunteers, and without all of their help, and they are standing behind me, without everything they do day in and day out, we could not do what we do. And so this resolution really belongs to my family, my commission staff, and last but not least, my secretary at Latham & Watkins, who had to learn how to juggle 3 different jobs: my family, Police Commission, and my clients. She is also here today. And so I think I leave the Police Commission and the Police Department in a much better place than it was when I arrived. We have been through a lot of change. Change is difficult, but I think we now have some stability, and we've accomplished a lot, and the proof is in the pudding, the history, and I believe it will all be measurable. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Ferraro, and congratulations again, Commissioner Pettis. Chair would like to recognize Councilwoman Chick for presentations.
Thank you, Mr. President and colleagues. I'd like to call up a very special person, Suzanne Hackett, to whom, in a way, I'm saying farewell, but not really. Suzanne, not so long ago, very recently as a matter of fact, accepted a new position, that of Director of Campaigns for the Colleges of Arts, Media, and Communications and Health and Human Development at Cal State Northridge. So she's still going to be doing very good work in the San Fernando Valley, particularly in your area, Mr. Bernsen. With more than 14 years of experience in the nonprofit world, I know Suzanne best for her good and successful work as Executive Director of the Valley Cultural Center, that wonderful organization that puts on free concerts at Warner Center Park every Sunday during the summer months for anyone and everyone who's smart enough to come and join us and enjoy that music. While she was there, she did the following. She gained a $200,000 endowment fund from the City of Los Angeles through the Warner Center Trust Fund. She secured $60,000 from the State of California Department of Education and the California Arts Council for a collaborative project between CSUN, the school district, and the Valley Cultural Center to plan a comprehensive arts curriculum for secondary schools in the San Fernando Valley. And colleagues, what I especially want to underscore, since we're all struggling with the fact that our schools, particularly our public schools, have a lack of funding for arts and music and cultural programs, that what Suzanne did was especially turn the focus of Valley Cultural Center and its resources and add to its resources to look at our schools and our young people and bring them additional arts and music programming. She began the new youth concert series at the New Madrid Theater in Canoga Park. She started the new Artist in Residence program serving 6 schools in the Valley. She enhanced the Music in Schools program, reaching 2,500 elementary school students in the San Fernando Valley. And she organized the first West Valley Arts Harvest event to showcase Valley artists and arts organizations and provide technical assistance workshops to those groups. She's an amazing young woman whose talents will be sorely missed by myself and by the Valley Cultural Center, but we know that she's going onward and upward, is going to stay involved with us. I'm making sure of that. And we want to present to her at this time a certificate of appreciation and wish her good luck, although I don't think you need it, in your next endeavor, and then to turn the microphone over to you to give you an opportunity to say a few words to us.
Laura.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate having the chance to address you today. It has been very gratifying to come back to the city of Los Angeles, where I was born, after 18 years of far-flung adventures in the Wild West, to have gone away a child and have come back a growing adult who found a way to contribute. I've had the opportunity to work on some new projects here in the city, most notably the California Science Center and the expansion of Valley Cultural Center's arts education programs. If there's something that I did for the Valley, I think what I did is gave them a welcome to the rest of the arts community in Los Angeles. They're better acquainted, they feel a little bit more comfortable with themselves, and I will be continuing to work on that effort with the Ad Hoc Steering Committee for Community Cultural Planning, it's a hush-hush secret group, working to galvanize the entire arts community in Los Angeles towards the new millennium. I would just like to acknowledge my parents who are here today, David and Christina Hackett. They set the example for me and the love in me to do public service. My colleague and my friend Judith Nutter from CSUN, who served on the board of directors of Valley Cultural Center and really set an example for volunteer leadership. Laura Chick, of course, who I hope will always be a friend. And my fiance, artist Charles Morgan, who is the reason I try to be my best every day now. Thank you very much.
That's lovely. You wait, and when I'm done, we'll go in the back for pictures.
Okay. Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Suzanne. Very special person. And now I'd like to call up about 6 special members of the city family, most of whom are from the city clerk's office. I think you know who you are. Patty Tubert from the city attorney's office, our city clerk, Mike Carey. here comes the gang. And as they come to join me, I'll start to tell you why we're putting the spotlight on them. These are 6 city staff members, colleagues, who have worked very tirelessly for all of us, not only on the business improvement districts in my district, but throughout the city. These 6 people, as I think you already know, you can come closer even. I don't bite. These 6 people here today have demonstrated an extraordinary commitment to the city's BID, Business Improvement District program in the city. BIDs, or sometimes known as Malls Without Walls, have truly empowered small businesses within the city of Los Angeles to compete with large retail malls. This year alone, about $15 million of private sector money will be returned directly to local businesses to improve their local business community. There are 45 existing and proposed bids in 14 of the 15 council districts within the city. And probably my colleague, Mr. Hernandez, who chairs the committee that does most of this work, knows which one of the council districts has not come forward yet, but we won't focus on that. Los Angeles is second only to New York in the number of bids, and I think soon we will be surpassing them. So I'd first like to present a certificate of appreciation to our city clerk, Mike Carey. Thank you, sir. Who, as you all know, has been working since 1992 on the bid program, which has resulted in these successful partnerships between the public and private sectors. Then I'd like to give a certificate to Patricia Tubert, who we all know for her many roles that she plays in helping us. Thank you and congratulations. And Patricia from the City Attorney's Office has worked closely with the city clerks to provide all of our needed legal expertise and advice to move forward in forming our bids. Next, Mike Vitkovitz. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. And Mike, his dedication, his professionalism, and his enthusiasm is unparalleled. He has worked on the bid program from the beginning and has had the overwhelming task of administering the 45 existing or proposed bids. Quite a task. And then Karen Cafayan. Thank you. And Karen is the chief of the City Clerk's Administrative Services Division, as you can imagine, a position that keeps her very, very busy. Dennis Rader. Thank you, Dennis. And Dennis is the Technical Research Supervisor. He makes sure that we cross our T's, dot our I's when we start our bids and bring them forward. And finally, last but not least, Sherry Taylor. Thank you, Sherry. And Sherry has been maintaining the database on all the bids, monitors the Prop 218 ballot returns, does the updates on the bids, and colleagues manages to teach our staff how to create a spreadsheet. I want to thank all of you who sometimes invisibly behind the scenes help us and our constituents do some very important and positive work. And today was just a chance to put a spotlight on all that you've done. Thank you very, very much. Thank you, colleagues.
Mr. Hernandez?
Mr. President, before they all leave, I need to say that I don't know how to react to Laura Chick recognizing this team because, as she stated, they do report to the CED committee, and the reality is I'm glad she did it, and I appreciate the fact that she did that.
I have good staff who said, you know what, you need to thank these people.
Yeah,
so.
and I think that the thank has been long overdue. Many a times we've had Mr. Carey and other members of the staff before us in regards to BIDs. Many times communities were welcoming them and clear majorities, and other times there was dissent. In some cases, we've had to go backwards because the bids did not work, and that was been very few times. But the reality is, 4 years ago, we didn't have BIDs really going in the city of Los Angeles. And I think they're at a position now where they're beginning to thrive. And it's going to be a tremendous economic development, too, for those business communities. And it's a direction the city's going at. And I keep on asking how you do it all with the staff that you have, because your reports are always pretty much informed. A lot of work went into them, and the policies are being established in that process. And I just think you're doing a phenomenal job with the resources we've given you, and you should be recognized for that. And I commend my colleague, Lord Chick, for doing that, but I also wanted to stand in that recognition because I think you're doing a tremendous job for the city of Los Angeles, and you should be proud of that. Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, I apologize for not thinking of having you join me, and I really appreciate the detailed added words since you are part of this very good team. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mrs. Chick. Members, we have a special group here today, and I'd like to introduce the Jayhawk baseball team from the Northeast Valley. They're with their coach, Fred Duran. They're leaving soon for the World Series in Kansas City, and we'd like them to step up to the microphone because they have a special presentation. Who are we going to play, the Yankees or the...
Come on. Hi, my name is Fred Duran, and we have a baseball team from the Northeast Valley, made up of low-income kids, youth, 12 years old. We won a right to go to Kansas City and play in the World Series, but we came up short in fundraising. So we asked for some help, and we asked for our councilman, and he called up and he gave us some support, and he actually brought some new life back into these kids here. We thought we weren't going. So we just came here just to thank Alex Padilla for calling us, and he called personally. And we want to give him a baseball bat and a hat signed by all the kids.
Now, be careful with that baseball bat in the council chamber. Members of the council, I want to point out that Mr. Padilla did not want to be part of this, and we did it anyway.
Thank you, Ms. Padilla.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys want to take a picture?
Sure. Come on, you guys.
Let's open it.
We wish you well in Kansas City.
If I can say something, John?
Sure.
You know, I read the newspaper article some time ago also, but was in the middle of a hectic campaign, and when I heard recently that despite some outreach to the community and other community leaders, to the private sector, that this baseball team was still falling short of the price tag to go and fill a dream, not only for these kids, but for myself and anybody who grew up playing sports. It was a shame. And so I wanted to get involved, offer whatever support I could, and encourage friends of mine to also support. And so when these kids go and represent Los Angeles at the Little League World Series, they're going to have an experience of a lifetime, whether they realize it today or not. And win or lose, they're going to have fun, and they'll remember this forever. But I want them to realize that they represent the entire city of Los Angeles, and they're fulfilling not only their own dreams, but the dreams of their coach, the dreams of their parents, the dreams of their communities, and anybody who ever thought about playing in the Little League World Series or any other sport growing up. So you guys go out there and have fun.
Alex, I suggest you check in that bat here, so I may have to use it. Okay,
I just want to say something real quick, just real fast. We have a little motto that we talk about, and after practice, we try to instill into the kids, and that's a little bit about education. And when you stay in school, we try to tell these kids, when you stay in school, what happens?
You keep your dreams alive.
Okay, and that's all I want to say.
Okay, the next item.
Item number 2 on the regular agenda is consideration of appointment of city official.
Yes, Mr. Jerry Schlarlen, please take the, this is a interim appointment for the CRA. Mr. Savornich moves. Is there any discussion on this? Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
You've been confirmed. We want to thank you for serving the city, and you got a tough job ahead of you.
Thank you very
You
much.
got to learn how to say no.
It may be hard for me, but I will if necessary. Thank you.
We'll send that forthwith. Thank you. Okay, the next item.
Item number 1 on the regular agenda is an item for which public hearing has been held.
Anybody, any discussion on item 1? If not, prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Members, I'm going to see public comment. Is there anybody in the wants to be heard on public comment? Do we have any cards? Seeing none, the public comment period is over. Next item.
Items number 3 through 28 on the regular agenda are items for which public hearings have not been held. Item number 22, a request to receive and file.
Is there any objections to receiving and file 22? Seeing none, that will be the order. Anybody in the chamber wants to be heard on any of those items, 3 through 28? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Any specials by council members? Item 28 is called special. Any others? If not, prepare the roll on 3 through 27, with the exception of 22 that's been acted on already. Tabulate the vote.
15 ayes.
Those are approved. Next item.
Item 28 called special by Councilmember Miskowski.
Forthwith on 25. Ms. Sikowski?
Mr. President, I just rose to ask that this motion be amended to also include the zoo as part of this. Members of the council, what we have is an infestation of a insect pest that is severely damaging our eucalyptus trees. It has been found throughout Woodland Hills, which is replete with eucalyptus trees, but eucalyptus trees are indigenous in a lot of other areas in the city. It is an insect that literally sucks the plant sap out. And the eucalyptus trees are important because, in fact, the reason the zoo is so concerned is because eucalyptus trees actually provide food for a number of the animals there, particularly those from Australia and other regions. So this is asking for all of our city agencies to get involved with the state, which is aware of this, to look at ways of combating it that are both environmentally safe and not introducing other kinds of elements into our ecosystem. But what I would like is have the departments report back after they have looked and worked with the state agencies, because in fact there may be some modest budget implications for additional funds to import the kind of parasite that might deal with this in an effective manner. And I just wanted to bring it to the council's attention, amend the motion to add the zoo department because they're going to be critically involved as well.
Yes, I would also like to make sure that we're focusing on Elysian Park as well. We've received a number of phone calls from constituents in my office identifying some of the trees, and I assume Recon Parks is involved in this, and we'll be looking at Elysian Park, but I did want to point it out because a lot of people don't realize how many eucalyptus trees there are in Elysian Park. There are a huge number, and they are very important to that particular space in the city as well.
Street Services, Recreation and Parks, and I just added the zoo. So I think we've covered the three main agencies that are really concerned.
I just wanted to add that along the LA River in the valley, eucalyptus trees are along the banks, and we've been working with city departments on the issue because the parasite that is attacking the trees is from Australia, and it has gotten here. There is an enemy of that parasite, which can naturally get rid of it, but unfortunately it's the wrong season in Australia to bring it to Los Angeles. So when we talk about the solutions, there's really two levels of solution that we need, one of which is to deal with the interim period in which we have to assure these trees are alive long enough to deal with a long-term solution. And it may seem, on the one hand, this is a motion that refers to a parasite. It's actually a motion that refers to the long-term vitality of trees that are significant throughout the entire city of Los Angeles, which could be in danger of not surviving if we don't take immediate action. So I support Mrs. Zakowski's bringing attention to the issue.
Okay, we have 28 as amended. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
15 eyes.
That is approved. The next item, members, is a closed session item. Would we please, we're going to go into executive session, so everyone not involved with the executive session, please leave the council chamber.
Yes, I do, and you don't want to know.
We'll do it after. Please leave the council.
Findings need to be found by the by the city attorney.
Can we have a comment
It's a
on that?
motion, Galanter Ferraro.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. There is a hearing on Tuesday of the California High-Speed Rail Authority, which will make its final decision on a route proposed for the high-speed rail connecting California's major regions. They met previously in June, and the council just found out yesterday at about lunchtime that they are going to meet on Tuesday, and there is a concern about one of the stations, and therefore the council would need to make the findings that the need to act arose after the posting of the agenda and that there is an immediate need to act.
Okay, prepare the roll and the findings. Tabulate the vote.
14 eyes.
That is approved. Now we have the matter before us. Ms. Galanter?
Yeah, this is another motion consistent with one we have previously adopted, but somewhat more strongly worded, urging the High-Speed Rail Authority to adopt a route that includes a stop in Palmdale. What has changed since the last time we adopted our motion is that the agency staff has recommended a route that does not go through Palmdale, does not go through the Antelope Valley, but would instead go over towards Santa Clarita and then involve a lot of tunneling and go through the mountains underneath. If we are going to make a success of Palmdale Airport, we have got to have better access to that airport, not only from downtown Los Angeles, but also from the Central Valley and other parts of the state. And if the rail line, in fact, goes as their staff has recommended, we will not have that opportunity, and we will be, the taxpayers are still going to be asked to pay for this thing. And so if our taxpayers are going to benefit, we need to make an effort to get the benefits that will really help us. And so I urge your support. The hearing is on Tuesday.
Okay, we have item special 1. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
14 eyes.
Forthwith, please.
Forthwith on that. Next item.
Now it's time for request for excuse from council meetings. Councilmember Goldberg requests to be excused on July 23rd to leave at 11:30. This meets policy for city business.
Unanimous vote.
Councilmember Galanter requests to be excused on July 21st for city business, meets policy.
Unanimous vote.
Councilmember Ridley Thomas requests to be excused on Tuesday, July 20th and Wednesday, July 21st for city businesses, requires a motion.
What day?
July 20th and July 21st.
Whose motion?
It's for Mr. Ridley Thomas to be excused.
Mr. Savornich moves. Unanimous vote.
Mr. President, the desk is clear.
Okay, we have adjourning motions. Would everyone please stand? Members of the council, I'd ask that we adjourn in memory of Paul Novak, who passed away recently. I happen to know him. He lived in the same apartment building, and he was a longtime companion of Mae West. Mr. Burnson asked that I adjourn in memory of Josephine Ravetta, who passed away. She leaves her son, the chief of San Fernando, the chief of San Fernando. Got to eliminate that of Valley. And Mr. Padilla wants to second that. And members of the council, I'm sure most of us have heard that Representative George E. Brown Jr., the oldest member of the House of Representatives, died overnight after a lengthy hospitalization for treatment of an infection. The California Democrat was 79. He served 18 terms in the House, was a senior Democrat on the House Science Committee. Brown represented the California's 42nd District, which included the towns of San Bernardino and other towns lying west of, actually east of Los Angeles. He was first elected in 1962. After working 17 years for the city of Los Angeles, he used his post as a science committee to support space exploration, both manned and unmanned. Brown had a heart valve replacement surgery May 3rd at Bethesda Naval Hospital in Washington. He recovered well and returned to work part-time about a week later. In mid-June, he was readmitted because of a post-operative infection. He was elected to the Congress in 1962 and quickly became the foe of the war in Vietnam. As he aged, the cigar-smoking Brown cut a rumpled presence in the Capitol, and he spent his career using his influence for science and space exploration. In 1970, he gave up his safe seat in the House to run for the Senate. He was defeated in a primary by Senator John Tunney. 2 years later, he won back his old seat. In recent elections, Republicans made him a perennial target for defeat, and he always won. I worked with Congressman Brown when I went to Washington. He was always available. He was always open, and he's always helpful to the city of Los Angeles. And Mr. Burnson wanted to be a second on this, and I had asked all members on this. Mr. Fuhrer.
Mr. President, I actually wanted to be a seconder as well. As some of you know, I was born and raised in San Bernardino, and so George Brown was my congressman for my entire life growing up. In addition to the attributes and the achievements that the President just referred to, Congressman Brown was also a very ardent environmentalist and a very strong advocate, particularly for controls on air pollution, representing, as he did, a district that is burdened by some of the worst pollution in the United States. And he was a very strong advocate for that territory, and I would like to join you on that. Having worked with him myself on a number of occasions, he was a really extraordinary representative.
Yeah, let me also point out he leaves his wife Marta and 6 sons. Ms. Galanter?
I just have to join in this as well. George Brown was one of my favorite congressional representatives because he was tough. And they were always trying to get him, and he always stood up for what he believed in, and they couldn't get him. And obviously, life gets you eventually, but I'd also like to be on it.
Ms. Goldberg?
I met him first when he represented the safe seat, which is a seat I was living in, which was in the city of Los Angeles. And so he had before he went to San Bernardino, he was in Los Angeles and represented the area I lived in. He was, during the anti-Vietnam War, at the beginning of the protests, the only elected official that any of us could ever get to come and speak at a rally. Later on, others came, but he, at the beginning, was the only one in Southern California, I'm not sure about the rest of the country, but in Southern California that would come. And he would come, and not only would he come and give great stirring speeches, but he would give us information we couldn't get anywhere else about what was actually going on. And a lot of us begged him not to leave L.A., but he said no, that after that it was a safe seat, he needed to go somewhere where he could continue what he considered to be important representation. And I know a very large number of people who were active in anti-war movement who considered him their legislator wherever he lived.
Yeah, Ron points out that he started the architects and engineers.
Oh, no.
So I don't know
kidding.
if we, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Mr. Hernandez?
I didn't know that. I'd like to be a seconder as well.
Mr. President, members of the council, I ask that we adjourn in the name of Yu Hai Sito Kwan. She was known as Mama Kwan in Chinatown. And she basically was one of the oldest patriarchs of Chinatown. She arrived in Los Angeles in 1922. She passed away a week ago at the age of 99. I just want to say a few words about Mama Kwan, if I could, because she was one of the first 4 people who basically established a new community in Los Angeles called Chinatown. Chinatown was moved from its former location in 1938, which was at Union Station. A lot of people don't understand that history. So being one of the first 4, she basically got popular because of her Mama Kwan specials. A lot of us have had the opportunity to eat at one of the 2 restaurants her family ran, but the Grand Star restaurant primarily. And she made popular things like oxtail soup, pork hash with duck liver, and winter melon soup. Kind of stuff that Tony Curtis and Charles Bronson used to particularly go just to have those meals there. Again, she was one of the 4 founding members that created a community called Chinatown in Los Angeles. She died at the age of 99. She basically leaves 4 children, 2 sons and 4 daughters, and she'll be sorely missed in Chinatown.
Mr. Kowski?
President, just one more memory on George Brown. Obviously, his anti-war movement was critical through his whole career, but he was one of the 2 members of Congress, 430 to 2, who voted in 1964 against the Gulf of Tonkin resolution, which showed his commitment early and never failed beyond that. And as a student at UCLA in 1970, when he ran as in the Democratic primary for U.S. Senator, he was an inspiration to the college campus kids, showed us a way with a lot of other turmoil that was going on, where and how we could be and should be part of a political process, and that has never left me, and I appreciated having the chance to work with him back then.
Mrs. Walters?
I also wanted to share a few words about Congressman Brown. He not only was an early anti-war activist, he was a consistent voice for civil rights and for civil liberties for years and years and years. And besides that, he was a lovable person. He used to come to the smallest of gatherings and speak and go wherever he was needed or wherever someone asked him to help raise funds for a particular cause. He certainly was a man of principle who lived by his principles, who was considered by the folks in San Bernardino after he went out there beatable. It was their cause to beat George Brown. But all of us who supported George Brown took particular joy every election that he was once again returned to Congress. And I think California has lost an outstanding legislator and human being.
Call the roll. The council is adjourned.